For all its beauty and splendor, the wilderness can be a cruel teacher. Hiking in the desert, while incredibly beautiful and captivating, can also be a dangerous place due to a combination of natural elements and challenging environmental factors. While hiking may appear to be a straightforward and harmless pursuit to many, the numerous cases of individuals becoming lost, sustaining injuries, or sadly losing their lives during outdoor excursions serve as stark reminders that we should never underestimate the might of Mother Nature. Please click the subscribe and like buttons. This is Outdoor Disasters. Joshua Tree National Park, nestled in the southeastern region of California, USA, stands as a remarkable expanse of desert wilderness spanning approximately 1,235 square miles or 3,199 square kilometers. Within this rugged terrain, ancient Joshua trees stand as the guardians of the park and emerge as symbols of unwavering endurance, their twisted limbs outstretching towards the skies. The Joshua tree, a unique and iconic plant species that thrives within its boundaries with spiky leaves and gnarled branches, are oversized yucca plants, casting an eerie and captivating backdrop to the park's scenery. This renowned park is celebrated for its breathtaking and otherworldly vistas, inviting all to a realm of awe and inspiration. Positioned at the juncture of the Mojave Desert and the Colorado Desert, the park's boundaries give rise to a harmonious blend of distinct ecosystems. Notably, the park is celebrated for its striking rock formations, a haven for both rock climbers and hikers alike. These weathered and sculpted granite formations craft a surreal playground for outdoor enthusiasts and adventurers. Joshua Tree National Park is a destination that captures the imagination through its unparalleled natural beauty, offering a sanctuary for those in pursuit of adventure, solitude, and a profound connection with the captivating desert landscape. As a beloved and iconic national park in the United States, it continues to enchant visitors with its timeless allure. For Joseph Orbeso and Rachel Nguyen, their Joshua Tree visit would be a tragedy. Joseph, 21, and Rachel, 20, ex-lovers and now close friends, decided to take a mini vacation to a local iconic park, Joshua Tree. Orbeso was from Lakewood and Nguyen from Westminster, both suburbs south of Los Angeles, California. Within family circles, Nguyen answered to the nickname Diem Mai, and she was always very sweet yet really a tomboy. As a child, I gave her a doll and she told me she didn't play with dolls. She much preferred video games, so we got her a Wii. She didn't do girly things like other girls, and there was no such thing as serious dating, her aunt said. Orbeso, a security guard at a Long Beach golf course, was described to be in very good shape, was somewhat of a survivalist, and would always carry weapons when hiking. He is also the most respectful, honest, and straightforward person you will ever meet, a close friend of them said. Days leading to Nguyen's 20th birthday, she had a crush on a guy and asked him to join her for hiking. He turned out to be busy. He told her to go with Joseph instead, and he would see her later. Rachel and Joseph checked into an Airbnb in the high desert on Wednesday, July 26, 2017, and were excited about their Joshua Tree excursion. No one would ever see them again. Following their failure to check out as planned, Orbeso and Nguyen were reported missing on July 28th when the owner of their lodging in the Morongo Basin discovered their personal belongings left in their room. The property owner promptly notified the authorities after learning that the couple had intended to hike in Joshua Tree National Park on Thursday, July 27th. Furthermore, a neighbor confirmed having witnessed their departure before 6 a.m. on that Thursday morning. By Friday, as the couple had not checked out, the property owner contacted the sheriff's department. Inside the rental unit, investigators discovered some belongings, including 4 types of hallucinogenic drugs, which strongly suggested that Orbeso and Nguyen had not returned from their planned hike. Notably, a ping from Orbeso's cell phone had been recorded within the park a day prior to the couple's official report as missing. Surveillance cameras positioned at the west entrance of Joshua Tree National Park captured the moment when Orbeso's vehicle, a burgundy Lexus, entered the park at 6:45 a.m. on Thursday, July 27th. Authorities subsequently located the couple's vehicle in the vicinity of a trailhead on the day they were reported missing. Footprints leading away from the car could be seen, The way the tracks were picked up indicates these people could be walking in circles, which is not uncommon when people are lost, George Land, a spokesman for Joshua Tree National Park, said. During this period, temperatures within the park had soared above 100 degrees, casting uncertainty on whether the couple possessed enough water and supplies for their journey. A search and rescue operation was initiated, mobilizing 250 resources, including aircraft, canine teams, equestrian units, and ground teams. In total, these dedicated personnel devoted over 2,100 hours in pursuit of the missing couple, employing a grid pattern around Maze Loop Trail. For days and weeks that followed, hundreds of individuals, including concerned friends, family members, and law enforcement personnel, combed through the challenging terrain of the park, as well as the surrounding communities, in a relentless quest to locate the couple. Despite the collective efforts and vast search and rescue resources deployed, Orbeso and Nguyen remained missing, with their whereabouts unknown. In August 2017, after an exhaustive 4-week search for the missing couple yielded no results, a decision was made to reduce the search efforts to weekends only. During this challenging period, the families of Rachel and Joseph convened a press conference to provide updates on the ongoing search. In a heartfelt plea, they announced a $10,000 reward for any information that could lead to the discovery of Rachel and Joseph. Gilbert Orbeso, the father of Joseph Orbeso, emotionally addressed the public, saying, "If Joseph and Rachel can see or hear this message, we want them to know we love them very much. If Joseph and Rachel are held against their will and are captive in any way, we please ask you to release them." His words reflected the profound concern and unwavering love that the families held for their missing loved ones. David Smith, a park ranger at Joshua Tree National Park, shed light on the challenging nature of the Maze Loop Trail, stating, "The Maze Loop is called the Maze Loop because it is like a maze. There are inviting side canyons to explore. As you're hiking, there are boulder formations that you can go through while you're inside the maze." Smith's insight emphasized the complexity of the terrain in which the couple had gone missing. Gilbert Orbeso, demonstrating immense determination and love for his son, continued to visit Joshua Tree National Park daily in his quest to find Joseph, even as the official search for the couple was scaled back. He revealed, "Physically, it's taken a toll, but I still feel like I need to come every weekend until I find something." Remarkably, a dedicated group of individuals rallied around Gilbert, vowing never to let him search alone. They committed to joining him each weekend and meticulously mapped out and conducted grid searches across 10-acre sections of the rugged landscape, enduring the sweltering triple-digit heat. Among them were former members of Joshua Tree Search and Rescue, who were intimately aware of the inherent risks. Expressing his gratitude for the support, Gilbert Orbeso stated, "It's a blessing to know that people are there for you. All the support is very much appreciated." As the search intensified, U.S. Marshals entered the investigation, dispatching 4 agents to the area to follow up on leads. Many had begun to suspect that foul play might be a factor contributing to the couple's disappearance. When asked whether he believed there was a possibility that Rachel and Joseph might be located outside the park, Gilbert Orbeso replied with resolve, "Yes, always. That's why we announced in the media a reward, because of the possibility they may be out of the park." Nonetheless, Gilbert remained unwavering in his commitment, making the drive from the Los Angeles area every Saturday to search for clues in the park. Several leads pertaining to his son and Rachel included alleged sightings at another Airbnb in the vicinity and the discovery of 4 types of drugs at the house they had rented. Reflecting on the ordeal, Gilbert said, "It was very hard, and I can say that we were close to Joseph, and Mom always talked to Joseph, and he was pretty responsible." His dedication was resolute, declaring, "As long as it takes, I'm driven, and he's our son, we love him as long as it takes." Despite the collective efforts and vast search and rescue resources deployed, Orbeso and Nguyen remained missing, with their whereabouts unknown. On October 15, 2017, a major but devastating breakthrough in the case was reported. 2 bodies were found in Joshua Tree, locked in an embrace, nearly 3 months after the couple vanished while hiking nearby. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department said the bodies were found Sunday at the end of a trail of water bottles and food wrappers. Officials did not confirm the identities of the bodies and were awaiting an autopsy. But Gilbert Orbeso knew it was his son and Rachel that was found. I believed I was going to find them. I didn't know when, but I had my answer today. I hope that they can rest in peace now. After going a long time on these hikes, I feel that we have closure, and we know we found them. That was our main goal, was to find them, he said. The two bodies were discovered in a steep canyon and died of gunshot wounds in what appeared to be a murder-suicide. A gun found near the pair was registered to Joseph Orbeso. Detectives believe Joseph shot Rachel, then immediately shot himself. Usually there's history, a note or message to someone. In the absence of that, it is difficult to determine a motive. We don't know that, and we'll probably never know that. Cindy Bachman, a spokeswoman for the sheriff's office. The area's triple-digit temperatures affected the conditions of the bodies and made it difficult to determine when they died. Austin Young, who described Mr. Orbeso as the best friend I ever had, in a post on Facebook, said Orbeso worked in the security industry, which was why he owned a gun. Joseph did not maliciously kill Rachel, Austin wrote. He put him and her out of their misery. Joseph took the gun to Joshua Tree to protect himself and Rachel. In a statement, the Nguyen family said, "It was explained to us by the investigators on scene, with the circumstances and positioning of the bodies, that they believe this was a sympathetic murder-suicide. We hold no grudges against Joseph or the Orbeso family." Rachel's aunt, commenting on the discovery, stated, "This is an accident. She had a head injury and he tried to save her the only way he could." The family came to that conclusion based on conversations with the police. Another family member said relatives believe Nguyen slipped and fell, hitting her head. Orbeso carefully attended to her as they waited, desperate for water. When authorities found the body, they saw that Orbeso had taken some of his clothes to wrap them around her to keep her warm and comfortable. Until the moment they felt they had lost hope, the family member said. The county coroner released the results of an autopsy of Rachel Nguyen and Joseph Orbeso. Sheriff's detectives say Orbeso shot Nguyen with a .40 caliber handgun and then turned the weapon on himself, with the two families believing the murder-suicide was a result of desperation after the couple became lost in the park and ran out of food and water. The autopsy findings provided no evidence to affirm or challenge this belief. They had arranged their clothing to shield their lower bodies from the relentless sun and scorching heat. According to investigators, it seemed they had been carefully conserving their limited food and water supplies. The couple's remains were found about 2 miles from where they parked their car. Detectives learned the couple obtained hallucinogenic drugs prior to entering the park, and they found a hallucinogenic mushroom in a backpack under Orbeso's body. The toxicology test did not reveal any drugs in Orbeso's system at the time of death. A separate test on Nguyen found trace elements of cannabis in her system. Searchers discovered the bodies of Orbeso and Nguyen side by side under a cat's claw tree against a canyon wall. Detectives believe the couple might have been seeking shelter from the blazing sun. Nguyen's left arm was extended under the remains of Orbeso. Orbeso's right arm was resting on Nguyen's left hip. The revolver, containing 3 spent cartridge casings in the cylinder and 3 empty chambers, was found buried in the sand next to Orbeso's left leg. While Orbeso and Nguyen each died from a single gunshot to the head, it wasn't been determined if the third shot might have been fired to gain the attention of searchers, said a sheriff's spokesman. They had a choice of a slow and painful death or a quick death. And they made the choice of a quick death, Austin Young said. The following is a hypothetical series of events of what may have happened to Rachel Nguyen and Joseph Orbeso. The couple embarked on their journey one scorching summer morning, equipped with their backpacks, water bottles, and a deep sense of excitement. They were eager to hike the Maze Loop Trail, a challenging route known for its rugged terrain and breathtaking vistas. As Rachel and Joseph ventured deeper into the desert, they marveled at the unique beauty of Joshua Tree. Towering rock formations, twisted Joshua trees, and the vast expanse of the desert stretched out before them. They followed the trail markers diligently, but the maze-like nature of the trail soon became apparent. Hours turned into days as they navigated the maze of rocks and canyons. The unforgiving desert sun beat down relentlessly, sapping their strength and depleting their water supply. They were lost, and their situation grew increasingly dire. With each passing day, Rachel and Joseph faced the harsh realities of the desert. the scorching heat made their water evaporate quickly, leaving them parched and desperate. They rationed their dwindling supplies, but the relentless sun took its toll. As the energy supplies were severely diminished, Rachel slipped and fell, injuring herself severely, and was unable to move any further. Joseph, understanding the gravity of the situation, carried Rachel with all that he had left to an area with some shade. Unable to walk anymore, Rachel and Joseph are now immobile inside a small canyon, lost and nowhere to be found. Rachel was in dire need of medical attention. Unable to move, the two were now at the mercy of someone finding them. Despite the dire circumstances, Rachel and Joseph clung to each other for strength and support. Their love and friendship grew stronger as they faced the unforgiving elements together. A ray of hope was when they heard a vehicle. Joseph aims his gun into the air and pulls the trigger, but no one hears the shot. As the days went on, and the last of the food and water diminished, their bodies weakened from dehydration and exhaustion. Both were suffering, especially Rachel, whose injuries had taken their toll. She was done with the suffering. She couldn't take the pain any longer and was asking him to end the misery and shoot her. Joseph couldn't. This was his dear friend, and he still believed there was hope they would be found. A few days later, as thirst and hunger gnawed at them, Orbeso had lost all hope. Rachel was barely conscious, and he knew she would die soon, and him as well. So he pondered the unthinkable, but he knew there was no way out. In the quiet darkness of the desert night, they lay down together, their arms wrapped around each other in a loving embrace. The stars twinkled overhead, bearing witness to their final moments together. Joseph brandishes his .40 caliber pistol. Unable to cry because he's severely dehydrated, he pulls the trigger, shooting Rachel. Joseph, with his head down, seeing his Rachel slumped over from the gunshot, knew it was over. This is where, amongst the boulders and twisted pines of Joshua Tree National Park, would be his final resting place. There's no coming back from what he has just done. He finally gets the courage to do what needs to be done. He picks up Rachel's limp body. Since he's right-handed and needs that to pull the trigger, he wraps his arm and places it around Rachel's hip as he puts the barrel of the gun next to his temple and pulls the trigger. Another gunshot rings loud in the desolate desert as the moon shines brightly in Joshua Tree. Based on the evidence from the investigation and the autopsy report, it's the logical conclusion that Joseph Orbeso and Rachel Nguyen died of gunshot wounds after days of hunger, heat-related illness, and dehydration, which took a toll on their mind and bodies. They felt a quick death was the only way to alleviate the suffering. Joshua Tree National Park is a mesmerizing park, and many visit to experience the raw beauty of nature. However, beneath its mesmerizing beauty lies a rugged and unforgiving terrain that demands respect and preparedness. This park is notorious for missing hikers, injured rock climbers, and all the things that can go wrong in the desert wilderness. A year after the Nguyen and Orbeso tragedy, Claire Nelson, a hiker from New Zealand, found herself injured from a fall, shattering her pelvis. She was immobile and stranded for days. Luckily, search and rescue found her and made a full recovery. There are many stories similar to Orbeso, Nguyen, and Claire Nelson in this park. Let these stories serve as a reminder of the dangers that accompany the allure of Joshua Tree. Embrace this beautiful, rugged terrain with open arms, but also with the respect it has earned. Rachel Nguyen and Joseph Orbeso were a testament to the power of love that endures even in the face of nature's harshest challenges. They had embarked on an adventure together, and in the end, they left this world as they had lived it, an everlasting bond as enduring as the desert itself. Their story served as a poignant reminder of the unpredictability of nature and to always be prepared for the worst. Joshua Tree National Park, once the backdrop of their adventure, had now become their final resting place. In a statement, the family of Rachel stated, "We extend our heartfelt condolences to the Orbeso family and that they will remain in our prayers. We thank God that we'll be able to give Rachel a proper burial and lay her to rest." When speaking about his best friend, Austin Young stated, "I wish it didn't have to end this way. You deserved much better, but just know that I'll always love you as a brother, and you and our memories will always be part of my life." The wilderness, a realm untouched by human hands, can be both enchanting and perilous. It is a place where the boundaries of comfort and predictability melt away, leaving us exposed to the elements, the unknown, and our own vulnerability. Yet amidst its treacherous terrain, there is an undeniable allure, a magnetic pull that draws adventurers and explorers to its heart. But heed this warning: to wander unprepared into the wilderness is to dance with fate. Nature is unforgiving, and her wrath is felt most acutely when we are ill-equipped to face her challenges. The dangers of being lost in the wilderness are plentiful. In the depths of the wilderness, every choice matters. The true adventure is not about reckless abandon, but about the marriage of daring spirit and careful preparation. To be prepared is to respect the wilderness, to recognize its power and your own limitations. It is to carry the knowledge of survival skills, to pack provisions for sustenance, and to be armed with the wisdom of maps and navigation. In your journey through life's untamed frontiers, remember that if you give the wilderness its respect, it will give you glorious memories in turn. The dangers of being lost in the wilderness are not just physical. They are metaphors for the challenges we face in our own lives. They remind us that in every journey, preparedness is our armor, knowledge our shield, and courage our guiding light. Embrace the wild with reverence, for within its depths lies the uncharted territory of our greatest adventures, both external and within. Take these words to heart so you can avoid an outdoor disaster.